And today we're going to be talking about how to set clear financial goals. So let's start. How to set clear financial goals. Okay, so the first thing you need to think about is um, your why. You need your why. It's not all about wishing for things because everybody's saying, "Oh, I want something." It's about genuinely asking yourself, "Okay, why do I want this? Is it because of people, or do I genuinely want to have this thing?" The next thing you need to ask yourself is like, what are the why questions you need to ask yourself is that number one, what exactly does financial freedom mean to you? Because financial freedom can mean anything to anybody. There's no defined something. Somebody financial freedom might want to be an office worker. Somebody's financial freedom he might want to build a house. It doesn't matter. It's what works for you. So write that down. The next thing you want to ask yourself is it early retirement? You have to be very specific. Is it retiring early? Mm? Or is it traveling the world? If you want to travel the world, that's what financial freedom means to you. Is it starting a charity? Or is it just simply having peace of mind? Are you the kind of person you don't want much, you just want to have peace, and that is what it is for you? Or, what does that mean to you? Because your why is what will fuel equals your motivation. This is what's going to help you get up in the morning when you don't want to get up. This is what's going to help you go like, I'm going to be serious about it. I'm going to show up even on days I don't want to show up. Next step, you need to have SMART goals. Now, I'm going to take a pause here. Now, when you've decided the kind of lifestyle you want to live, there's a trick to do here. I'm going to use this page. You're gonna calculate it. Okay, financial freedom to me means I have my house and I am not stressed. I want to retire early. So you're going to calculate what that means. This person is not looking for too much of a luxurious life. That works for this person. So you're going to calculate what that would cost. For example, let's say your current salary is 150,000, or let's even say it's 150,000. And with this 150,000 naira, you're living comfortably, but you want to live more extravagant, you calculate that one there. You're going to times the money. Calculate everything it costs. It will cost you, let's say it will cost you 20 million to build your dream house. If it costs you 20 million to build your dream house, and in order for you not to feel stressed, you feel like you need to be receiving 500,000 naira a month. For 500,000, you want to retire early. If you want to retire early, you know that you have to receive so amount of money. Like, okay, every month, even with inflation, if I receive 150,000 naira a month and I have my house, I'll be okay. So now you have a calculated figure. In order for me to get to the point where I feel financially secure, I need to be earning let's say I need to be earning 5 million a month. So you don't just start like, oh, I want to earn 5 million a month. How am I going to do it? You now sit down and ask yourself, this current job or business I am doing, is it guiding me towards this plan? If the answer is yes, good. If the answer is no, the research begins. You're going to start doing researches on job that can pay you 5 million a month, or businesses that can lead you there. So let's say you do your research now and you now find out that the kind of job that will give you this kind of money is in, let's say, cybersecurity. I'm just giving an example. So now that you have where you're going to, you find out what is needed to get to that job. Do you need a certification? Do you need to go back to school? Do you need whatever you need to do? Write it down. Do you need to what do you call it? What's that thing? Do you need everything you need? You write it down. So now you have a plan. So now you know that your main goal is to try to get here, even though right now you're not earning the way you want to earn, but you have a plan, because now that I know where you're going to, the journey is a lot easier because this is the plan. So now that I have my plan, how do I incorporate my plan into what I'm doing? This is how you now have to have SMART goals. Because in order for you to get to where you are, when let's say you're earning 500,000 naira a month and you want to get to this point where you're earning 5 million, so you can feel like, okay, I'm financially secure now. You can't just appear there. Let's be honest, it takes time. This is where you have to have SMART goals. Now, SMART goals, you're going to write out SMART. This is how you know you have the right goals. And this goals is going to help you in your budgeting. For the S, you know, you have to be specific. Okay, what does specific mean? You have to first financially secure yourself right now to get you here. So let's say from this 500,000 naira, you have your emergency fund. Your emergency fund is basically 3 to 6 months of your savings. 3 to 6 months of your salary. That is your emergency fund. When you have an emergency fund, you feel more confident to make bigger decisions with your life. Like, okay, you're not scared if anything serious happens. You know you are protected. What do you doing? Baby, sorry, I don't really understand your question, but please rewrite it so I can really understand it. Yeah. Okay, so you have to be specific with your goal. The first goal you need to achieve is your savings. Start focusing on having your emergency savings down, so you'll not be scared or worrying about money. You have that money down, so in case of anything happens, you feel secure. You're okay. The next thing you want to focus on is your investment. Now, all these things are happening while you're still working on this particular goal, because the main goal is to, how do I say, is to get this particular job or this business that will get you here. But it's not something you can just wake up and get most of the time. So you are going to have to, start working on that, man. Have a specific way that will get you there. It's different for everybody. I don't really understand YouTube, but I hope if you're enjoying it, please tell me, because I'm not really sure how it works, but I'm learning. Okay. So now you have to have specific goals. Your specific goal now could be like, okay, the first specific goal I have is to have an emergency fund. The second specific goal is to start investing, so I can start getting passive income, which can give me the mind to kind of pursue this one. So I'll not be worrying too much about, okay, if I stop my job, will I be okay? Stuff like that. Then write down all your goals, man. So as you're chasing the main dog, which is your financial freedom, as you're checking the main goal, that is you have to still keep working on this one, so you will be financially comfortable, which is your savings goal. You're starting to invest. You have to check what it takes to get all these things. What exactly does this my dream job require from me? So all these things, you're investing it here, but you're also securing yourself. You can't just stop everything you're doing and just go after your dream job, because sometimes it's not really like that. Sometimes life happens. You have family, you have things. Some of you are married, so you have to really, really plan it. So the first thing you need to do is set SMART goals for your financial freedom. If you're just joining in? Basically, I said that the first thing you need to do is, what does financial freedom mean to you? Do you want to travel the world? Do you want to be giving charity, or do you just want to have peace? You don't like stress. You just want to relax in your father's house. Once you can figure that out, that is your motivation. Next, you have to make it specific. I want to be earning 5 million every month. This will make me feel like I've gotten it in life. This is my special. This is what you call it. This is what I want. So next thing, measurable. Can you measure it? Don't just go and say, I just want to be flying around the world and be treated. No. Be specific. Okay, I want to get 500,000 naira. I want to first save 500,000 naira. I want to save 500,000 naira. That's my main goal. From my salary, I'm going to be saving this amount. I can measure it. I can touch it. It's achievable. Next thing, achievable. Is it achievable? Yes, because I'm being realistic about it. I'm not saying I'm going to get 15 million from the sky and I'm just going to. No. You have an actual plan, step by step. 3, is this goal relevant to me? Okay, now that you have an idea of where you want your future to be, you will not go and date somebody that their own lifestyle is that they want to be traveling around the world. Meanwhile, you know that what makes you happy is to sit down at home morning till night. These are the things that are going to inform your decisions. Or you're a type of friends that don't like to spend money. You go and marry somebody that's spending money. So your goals, your motivations, everything about you have to kind of align. Yeah. Last thing, is it time bound? Okay. So now, what is the summary of everything I'm saying here? I want to earn 5 million naira every month. Every month. That is my goal. To me, this is what financial security means to me. If I earn this, I know I'm going to be doing well. It's a specific goal. It is now that you know where you're going to, you have a specific goal. The next step is activated, which is your budgeting. What is a budget? Basically, your budget is just your plan. like your financial plan puts down. You understand? So now you're going to create a budget that works for you. Okay, I'm currently earning this amount of money. How much are you saving towards this particular goal that you have already done the research? Okay, this particular job or this particular business I want to start that will get me into the financial security. Will require me to be saving this amount. Do you understand? And you know how it's done now. Your budget is basically divided into three: your needs, wants, and savings slash investment. So once you have handled your needs, you go for your savings. So this is one, two, then three. You know, once you've handled your budget, make sure it's comfortable for you. Don't do something that you're going to be having hypertension because you can't continue it. Then you track. What does it mean to track? Track your income and expense. Can you increase your income? Can you make more money? Is there any side hustle you can do? Don't stress yourself, but do something. Always try your best to always look around you and see how can I add to what I already have without like stressing myself. Keep track of your expenses. Don't just be spending like you're Bill Gates' daughter. I can guarantee you, Bill Gates keep track of everything. Have you ever watched all those movies in America or Hollywood? How the woman would the billionaire CEO will be calling the daughter, why did you spend so much money on a car? And you're like, first of all, you can buy 5 million cars. Why are you caring about this very one little thing? Because you're keeping track. It's you keeping track of all these things is what is going to help you not only manage your money, it's going to help you grow because it's not all about getting money. Can you manage it? Can you watch it? Do you understand? You understand what money is all about? Next thing, you should also look for ways to cut back. How can I cut back? Because now I have a goal, I have where I'm going towards. I can't just be eating as if now I'm a thief. I have to cut back on ways that doesn't make me feel like I want to kill myself, but cut back on ways that I'm investing in myself. Next thing that you need to do, consider like using tracking. Like if you can use apps, fine, use apps. If you can use a book to write it down manually, I prefer to write. It makes me feel, I don't know, it just makes me feel nice. If you need to write a book, use a book. Use a book. If you want to use Excel sheets or Google Sheet, it works. When I say keep track of everything, if you buy one bottle water, right, have a book, write it. June 25, I bought one bottle water. So this helps you keep track of your spending, and every week or every month you kind of sit down with your budgets and your the things you track. Was I able to keep okay, what are the things I kind of messed up in the I can improve on? It's a relationship, it's not magic. All these things that you're looking at, oh my god, this person is a billionaire, or this person can maintain money, or it's not something that happened overnight. Okay, next thing we're going to talk about reducing debt. Reduce your debt. I get it. Things happen sometimes. Life happens, and things that we thought work out didn't work out, so debt kind of comes in. So the first thing you need to do is you need to attack the high interest debts. What does high interest debt mean? High interest debt is any the debt that is like the one with the highest interest. I don't know how I'm going to explain this particular thing. Of all your debts, there's some debt that's, oh, your friend and family say, okay, no problem, I'm going to give you. And there's some debt that every second, every day that money is, you have not yet paid it complete, it's increasing. The money you're going to give back. Attack those ones first. So like, if you have the credit card debt, this is not all countries that have this ones. Or if you borrowed money from the bank and you like, the way those people used to do. And if you want to borrow money, please sit down and calculate the interest rates. I know at that moment you're like, you just want to quickly call it the money and just, oh my god, this person was check that interest, because sometimes you are going to end up paying far more than you even collected. And I guarantee you it is the most shittiest feeling. Next thing, now that you have paid the high interest ones, you're going to prioritize paying the down high interest ones. So basically, from the highest one to the one that is not that high to the one that does not have interest. That's how you're going to arrange it. But you must pay it off. Add it in your budget. Get it out of the way. And you kind of like, if you can explore situations where you don't have to take debt that are too high. Like I suggest that if you want to go near debt, whatever you're using that money to do, try to use it for something that will add more money to you rather than take more money from you. For example, how very rich people, they don't pay their car off at once. Instead, they'll be paying it monthly because it reflects better on them. It reflects better on their credit. So everything you're doing, your money should not just be about you getting pleasure or about you just handling things, if you sit down and actually take your time to really focus, okay, how am I spending my money? How can I get the best use out of this money? If you know, that is the tea. I'm going to tell you a story. There's this story about Japanese women. Japanese women, you know this, that whenever the men make salaries, they would just hand the full salary to their wife. Everybody's like, oh my god, this men should do this, females should do this. Now let me tell you the real story behind that thing. The real story behind that thing is that these Japanese women would carry that money and invest it in the stock market. And not particularly, I think it was in the American stock market that time. Before now they have messed it up, or was it on the treasury banks? And basically they would end up making about 1/4 of the money that they put there. That it was so it got so amazing that even the actual stock markets would be looking at Japanese women and like watching how they're going to spend their money, who they're going to invest in and stuff like that to make financial decisions. Because so it's your job to just kind of like sit down and see what works for you. Next thing you should focus on is investing wisely. The truth is that you can't work for all the money you're going to get in this world. It's a lot. Time, you don't have all the time, you don't have all the strength. And let's be honest, if you want to work for all the money, you're going to keep working till the day you die. So the first thing you need to do is to learn about investment. If you want to learn about investment, follow this page. Every day I post a video about something financial, educational. You know, it's just basically keep up to date. If you don't want to listen to me, that's okay, I understand. But also make sure you read your books, listen to podcasts, because when it comes to money, it's a lot easier when you come from an educated place, especially when it comes to investing. Don't be following all the social media trends. Whatever everybody says, that's what you're doing. It's a lot, my love. Um, so you learn about different types of investment. Okay, give me a second, let me write it. Types of investments. Okay, so the next thing, you should consider advice from a qualified financial advisor. Qualified. Now you need to understand, this is somebody that has done the work. Like this person went to school for it. This person not only went to school for it, they're actually successful in it. Sure, it might cost money, you know, but it just kind of gives you an idea of like, you know, how I'm spending, how am I going to invest, you know. This is actually good. This is how there's a specific type of investment that works like this, where you just kind of go and meet an experienced person and they handle it for you. But that was a topic for another day. But these are ways to just invest wisely. Do your research by yourself, talk to a financial advice, a qualified financial advisor. Then you start. When you've done your research, you start investing early, and just kind of, and don't put your eggs in one basket. You keep hearing diversifying. The reason is that anything can happen. So at least if you lose half, you know that you're getting the half back. So technically, you didn't lose any money, you know. So it's never too early, but don't rush yourself. Take your time, learn what you need to learn. And if you're enjoying my what I'm writing, please tell me. I'm, like I said, I'm new. I'm trying to get used to it. Okay, so start investing early. So now, next thing you want to focus on is increasing your income. Okay, so now, how do I increase my income? You just gotta look for opportunities. At the end of the day, I can tell you that you could, you know, start the freelancing, start the content creation, start all this thing. But at the same opportunities, the opportunities that are for me will be different from yours. But one thing I need you to understand, that there's somebody that packaged it and sold it. If you have a car, you can carpool, you can do both, you can rent out your car to do these things. If you have a property, you can rent out your property. If you have so much clothes I don't want to wear, you can rent out your clothes. You can work a side job. You can even sell things. You can go to any business and say, "Oh, if I sell for you, would you give me a percentage?" Basically, there's so many ways to increase your income. You just have to sit down and check out what works for you. Next thing, when it comes to increasing your income, invest in your skill. Invest in your skill and education, because the more you know, the more you can actually education. Okay, so the more you can, the more you have, the more you can teach, the more opportunities you have. Okay, you're good at marketing, go and learn sales. Okay, you're good at coding, go and learn graphic design. Just be learning things that you know is taking you on the trajectory you need to go. So now we're going to talk about building your emergency fund. Okay, don't forget, we're basically talking about, if you're just joining, we're talking about understanding your financial freedom and how to send, sorry, I guess network, because anything can happen. Okay, so next thing, this is basically your safety net in case of life, you know, so in case of anything unexpected, job. So the last but not the least, you review and adjust. you know, just okay. So how do I review? As I'm setting all these goals and I'm setting all these plans and everything is so amazing, make sure you're not just like really cruel to yourself. You're trying your best. It's not an easy thing. So you sit down, you have been tracking and you have your budget. You sit down by the end of the week, by the end of 2 weeks, by the end of the month, anything that works for you, I'm gonna compare. Okay. I said I was going to spend 50K on food. I spent 100K on food. How can I make it better? How can I work it out? This is why you keep track. Next thing, life circumstances change, so there's no like permanent budget. Okay, I've put 50,000 naira, that's the budget for the year. No, life happens, sometimes you evolve, sometimes things happen, so always be free to like, so I'm gonna put review down just in case. Now number two, so always like be open to evolve when it comes to like your budgeting and your tracking. So, and next thing, celebrate your wins. It's not easy like being consistent or trying. So always celebrate that you're trying and you're doing better. Um, Remember that like financial freedom is a journey. It's not like a sprint. Yeah, I know people on the internet and social media can look like they're doing too much. Oh my god, I wish I was them. I get it. We all want to be them, but at the end of the day, you need to understand it's a journey. It's not a destination. It's a habit. It's a skill. It's not a magic that poof, oh my god, this person just magically appeared there. It's something you must learn. Whether you marry rich or you kill somebody or you're a thief, you must learn how to manage your money. So you must be patient, be persistent, and enjoy the journey. Enjoy it. It's money. Let it be feel like a love language. The way you learn about love and all these other things, let it be like that. So follow and like for more. I am ending this live now. This is my first live on YouTube. I thought this was a streaming one, but I'm already here. So could you guys comment or do I leave? But thank you for the likes. So it was 6 likes on my first video. I'm thankful and I'm grateful. And yeah, so let me write goodbye, heart, good, bye. Okay. Um, how do I end this? Okay, I think I've seen it. X